encouraging the dog to bend in response to our footwork. So here's how it's going to go. I'm going to start with Nell on my left, and remember, they have to do it on your left and your right. But for the purposes of demonstration, I'm going to explain it first without a dog. Use your imagination. And then I'm going to do it with her, and I'll do it as slow as I can while I'm talking. I talked about your inside arm and your outside arm. Inside arm, closest to the dog. Outside arm, furthest away from the dog. You also have an inside leg and an outside leg. When you take a step with your outside leg, it tends to turn your hips and your shoulders in towards the dog. So that's helpful in the sense that it's a collection. Helpful for this in the sense that it's a collection cue. When you take a step with your inside leg, your shoulders can remain forward, your hips are forward or slightly away from the dog, and so that is not helpful as a collection cue. Does that make sense? Now here's something further to consider. If my dog is on the left and I want to step with my outside leg so that I arrange myself like this, where my hips are pointed slightly into the dog, there are two ways I can do it. I can pick up my outside leg and step like this and arrive at this somewhat awkward arrangement, or I can do this and I arrive at pretty much the same arrangement. Okay? So when I do this front cross on the flat with no motion, I'm going to take a step back with my inside leg as I do it. But the reason I'm doing that is so that it appears as though I've taken a step forward with my outside leg to help the dog collect. Okay? It sounds sort of strange, but here we go. Now, break your step. There you go. So, Nell is on my left, and I'm giving her lots and lots of this disgusting sausage, and I'm going to use my outside arm and step back and lure her towards me, and that is a front cross. No. Okay? Tighter. Sit. On my side. So again, she's on my right now. Again, she's on my right now, so I'm going to use my outside arm, step back, and turn her into me. Got it? And the reason I'm doing that is because what I'm trying to do is encourage her to bend. She's super excited right now, so she's not really bending all that well. She's turning her head and her neck, but if you look at the rest of her spine, it's pretty much like an arrow or a dart. So again, outside leg, she's also not super comfortable being parallel next to me, which is a basic bit. But I'm a stranger, so, I'm hovering over her, and I've been hitting her in the face because she's biting my hand. So this is not going well for Nell at the moment. So again, there's no lateral motion. I'm just turning it. This smells like Play-Doh. Get me out of here! So that's the basic mechanics of a front cross on the flat with no motion. This is not ideal, because this dog is a little too excited, and of course it's not. If you were doing it in your bedroom with slightly less interesting treats, and she didn't associate this place with daycare, you'd probably be working more on the mechanics that you wanted. I don't want the dog to flip. I want the dog to bend and track. So let's see. She'll probably be better, because she's not as excited. So let's see if she can do it with a stranger. Hi. Derek, do you mind if I use these treats? Do you mind if I use these treats? It's something stinky. See? What kind of Sheltie spits out? Mary Morgan. She's a Sheltie. Mary Morgan, she's a Sheltie. Oh, well, Shelties love food. That's why I said, what kind of Sheltie spits out food? All right. So she's not as excited, so she's probably going to bend better, because usually if they're not so excited, they just do. So again, same thing. Let's see if we can do it again. Hey, Missy, are you serious? You're not going to eat the sausage? Outside arm. That was nice. Compared to the way that Nell was doing it. When I'm looking from the shoulders back to the tail. Okay, they're all going to bend their neck, and their head and their neck. What I'm looking for is that nice, supple turning of the spine. Okay? So again, the footwork is I step back, and actually I can even do it right myself there. I want to use my outside arm, step back, and really I would like the dog to bend. You have to move slow enough that they will bend. And you don't have to punish them or anything. You're not telling them they must go slow. You're just going slow by virtue of how fast you're moving the cookie and how low you're holding it. Okay? Let's do this. Stand yourself to back. And again, some dogs are going to be bendier than others. The Springer Spaniel, not so much. But you still want to encourage the dog to move in this thoughtful way. This dog's probably pretty bendy. There are a couple of things to do to remember with respect to holding your cookie. The higher you hold your cookie relative to the dog's head, the more the dog is going to have to arch their back to look up at you, and the less flexible they'll be. So you want to hold your cookie fairly low to encourage the dog to keep their head at least level. I don't think she's going to do it for me. She's certainly not going to do the rear cross because she doesn't want to turn away. She's not real sure about coming in. She might do it for you. You might be the first person to try it on your own here. But anyways, you need to hold your cookie low enough, and you need to move it slow enough that the dog will bend as they follow it. And it pays to just spend some time teaching your dog to follow a cookie. Particularly, this dog doesn't. And I'm a stranger, so she probably can do it better than you. But they need to know how to be properly lured. And if you're into shaping and clicker training and you think luring is evil, well, it's time to revisit that. Because it's actually what handling is. And they need to just spend some time noodling around and have them follow the food. Not so fast. Or eat it. And they need to get comfortable making a circle. And lots of them are not. Not so fast. But this is not uncommon. She just doesn't want to turn away. So what you can do, and again she seems a little bit timid, so I don't want to push it with her, but you can pick her up, turn her away from you so that she's facing the crowd, and then reach out to one side or the other and just pull her back towards you because she doesn't want to turn away. Don't make her turn away. I just want her to turn. So if we can't set it up so that she's turning away at 180 degrees, just set it up so that she's turning towards you at 180 degrees. There you go. But keep your cookie low. Already the handle is coming up with the cookie. Pull her forward and then turn. So basic luring. That's a